Trump, you were very optimistic that, hey, let's give this guy a chance. Obviously, he's shown that this second go-round's a little bit more authoritarian, a lot bit more authoritarian than last time. It seemed to this as if he had a decent week in terms of anti-war stuff and breaking with Bibi a bit. But then it kind of felt like it was performative because he was parading around the Middle East. Can you give me one thing that you have liked about the Trump presidency? I know it's hard to say that, but is there anything that you
No, it's easy. So, but let me correct one that you said. So, no, I was dead set against Trump. And
no, I know, but you were at least very like.
I'll tell you what I said.
You know what I liked about you is you were like, I'm not gonna just not talk to people because of who they supported.
Yeah,
which
100%.
is where I think our country got fucked up. I stopped talking to my cousin for 2 years. You know what I mean?
Don't do that. So look, two things about that. Number one, after he got elected, I was like, look, guys, it's okay to be angry at Trump and his lackeys,
right?
But don't get angry at his voters,
right?
Like, and his voters are not one dude. They're a giant range.
For sure.
From like crazy QAnon dude to a guy who was like, I don't know, prices are too high. Right? What do you...
And a lot of people, that was it.
Yeah, that was it, right? So, and for the guy who was worried about inflation, if you call him a racist and a Nazi, he's never going to vote for you again.
Ever again.
Right? So shut up.
Yes.
Shut up. You win back those voters. You don't insult them, right?
For sure.
So I don't mind you hating Trump. Just don't hate his voters. Right?
That's fair.
So that's point one. Point two is, look, we've got to find our wins wherever we can find them because this is a long 4 years.
Super long, man. I mean, some of the stuff with the free speech shit and the due process and, some of these, it's just, I don't want to even watch TV anymore, man.
And something that, again, the rad libs don't understand is that, no, we're in the populist woods now. And that's what I'm celebrating, right? Because in the old days, you got talking points from Fox News or MSNBC, and everybody was robots. They would just repeat those talking points, and you couldn't break through to them, right? Now that you've got shows, the right, left, and in the middle, that all have different opinions, it's forcing people to use their minds. Now we're in the ball game. So then you can go to a populist right or to independents and go, hey, you hated inflation, right? But tariffs are going to create inflation. You hate war, right? But why is Trump paying for Israel's wars, right? Mm-hmm. And you know what they're doing? They're going, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And as they're saying you're right, I got the rad libs going, don't talk to them. We should just be in a cave by ourselves. And we should call them Nazis. God damn it. Stop doing damage. You could bring these people in. So on Trump, what's he doing right? So he's terrible on constitutional issues. He's terrible. The tariffs were outrageously high, etc. But Netanyahu ordered him to attack Iran, and he said no. So if you can't give him credit for that, there's something wrong with you. If you all of a sudden you think you're on the left, and you're like, well, if Trump doesn't want war with Iran, then maybe we should go to war with Iran.
Then you're just like the cult members that you're a cult member. You're Blue MAGA.
Yeah. And so now, look, a lot of people don't say that. They don't say like, oh, then I do want war with Iran. But what they'll say is, no, I don't trust Trump. And fair. I know, but nobody asked you to trust him. Right. We asked you to give him credit for the thing he did today, right? So that you encourage him and his MAGA base and the independents to keep going in that direction.
I think his ego is so fragile that he hears the noise. And I actually think his son probably be feeding him shit. Like, I feel like his son is super like, Dad, Bibi's dog walking you. And I think his ego, I think Don Jr. probably says that kind of shit to his dad because he's so plugged into the Twitter matrix and sees what the base is saying. And I think Trump's ego is so fucked that it's not about the genocide, our troops. It's about, I'm not going to let this fucking guy fucking come to the White House and hoe me. Like,
so like the rad libs will be like, oh no, you just think Trump's a good guy and you're naive. I'm like, I don't think Trump's a good guy at all.
Horrible guy.
Right.
Yeah.
No, what I think is he cares about ratings. He cares about the stock market. He cares about his popularity, right? And of course, most of all, he cares about money, right? So now I want that genocide to stop. and I want us to stop funding Israel, and I want us, and not just for the Palestinians, but we're not helping Israel when we fund them. We're enabling their worst instincts, and then they're getting hated by the whole world. So it's not helping Israel either. So I want them to stop funding Israel, and I don't want them to go to war with Iran. What am I going to do? Okay, so number one, if I see Qatar and all those guys bribing Trump to do the Arab plan instead of the Israeli plan, okay, I'm against corruption, and I'll call it out because I'm honest. But okay, so all right, take the ship. Let's see what I take the jet.
Yeah, take the fucking jet, man.
Okay.
If it means kids stop dying, take the fucking jet.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I'm still honest, and I call it out. Obviously,
For sure.
corruption, right? All right, but yeah, okay, concurs in that direction. Most importantly, now, if he sees he's losing his base, he's obsessed with his base. Like Democrats hate their base, but Trump's obsessed with his base.
He is, which
Right.
is a strength of his. Because
Yeah. In politically, not policy, but for politics.
for politics, it works.
Yeah. So now, if you start eroding his base, and Tucker and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Candace and Dave
even
Smith
Rogan,
and Joe Rogan,
even Rogan, yeah.
and Andrew Schultz, is not part of his
Right.
base. He's a
But
Democrat,
still, yeah.
But
He
still-
voted for Trump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But still, all these guys are now like, wait, you're kidnapping people off the streets of America because they criticized Israel?
This is America.
This is America.
I thought we were voting for you because the other side was anti-free speech.
exactly,
Right?
exactly, and
That's why I can't respect RFK anymore, because I was an RFK guy for a little bit. But fuck, this guy's his whole thing is free speech, and he's running around with Rabbi Shmuley. You got to go, but I want to get a couple of quick points off. One would be I think in our lifetime, I'm not sure there's anything bigger or more grotesque, or I'm not sure there's going to be a bigger travesty than what's happening in Gaza. I'm not sure if you and I will live to see that. Obviously, there's stuff going on in the Congo as well, but
we don't fund that.
I don't know where the world goes from here. I saw the UK was talking about sanctions on Israel. Is it going to get to like how does this thing end, man? Like,
So, look, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely, right? So Israel didn't start out this way. So Israel always had problems. They've been occupying the Palestinians for 58 years. It didn't happen yesterday, right?
True.
Now, having said that, it's gotten much, much worse over time.
and cruel, yeah.
Yeah, and so now we're at Netanyahu, Smotrich, and Ben Gvir. Ben Gvir is a literal convicted terrorist, aided and abetted terrorism. And now Smotrich, just 2 days ago, said, we should keep. I want to starve the Palestinians to death, but the world won't let us. If we do, they won't let us keep Gaza. So let's keep them on the brink of starvation and then push them out of the country. That's literally genocide and ethnic cleansing. And he's saying it out loud, right? Let's do that, and then we'll get to keep Gaza. That way, he's basically saying we get to steal Gaza as long as we don't starve them to death. Let's just bring them to the brink of starvation. So they have become what they most feared and despised. I mean, I don't know anything that sounds more fascist than those statements, right?